Hey, what's up, everybody? So, we are looking at an article on MarketWatch.com, and this is talking about how the current administration is planning on cutting our national deficit, working on balancing the budget. It's not too often that you see a president talking about balancing the United States deficit, which is up to $23 trillion. Crazy, even just saying that or thinking about $23 trillion kind of makes my stomach turn. But we're going to take a look at some of this article and see what it's talking about. But it says here, Trump's latest plan will make a big dent in the deficit, White House Budget Office claims. But then it says here, outside experts, budgeting has become pretty much a joke in this country. And I agree. Budgeting, there's no such thing as budgeting. There's no such thing as trying to save money and pay off debt. I think a lot of us watching this video does a really good job trying to budget our money, our personal money, and pay off our personal debt. It would be nice if our federal government would do a little bit of the same, and it looks like that's what our president is trying to do. But in order to do that, he's going to need some help, which that help probably will not come until 2021 after the November elections. So let's take a look at some of this article, see what it's talking about. So it says here, President Trump most recent budget will make a big dent in the federal budget deficit, and put the U.S. on the path towards a balanced budget, says Russell Vaught, the White House Office of Management and Budget acting director. So Vaught goes on to say, in an interview with CNBC, we believe we can make a big dent and get back in the realm of fiscal responsibility. Fiscal responsibility. Once again, it's not too often that you hear anybody in our government talking about fiscal responsibility. It's nice to hear. It's nice to see somebody within the government talking about fiscal responsibility. Font said Monday. Okay. It says here, the Trump plan will focus on good government reforms to help balance the budget in 15 years, said Vaught. Is that possible? It will remain to be seen. Who knows if it's going to happen? But it's good to see somebody at least talking about it, having discussions about it, at least for me anyway. It says here, the Trump budget plan was released Monday afternoon. It calls for $4.4 trillion in spending cuts. Trump proposes steep cuts to social safety net programs and hikes for defense. Now, social safety net programs is not Social Security. Social safety net programs is like food stamps, possibly Medicaid, some programs. Now, some of these programs are indeed needed. They're not getting rid of these programs, but there are people who take advantage. There's a lot of fluff that can be taken out of these programs that is really not needed, and end the people who take advantage of these situations. It says the proposal sees the deficit falling below $1 trillion at the end of fiscal year 2021. Let's read that again. The proposal sees the deficit falling below $1 trillion at the end of fiscal year 2021. Now, that seems almost too good to be true. If that was true, that would be incredible. That would be amazing. Let me know in the comment section below if you think it's possible for this deficit to fall below $1 trillion. We're at $23 trillion. They're going to subtract $22 trillion from the national debt. I don't know. That I would have to wait and see that with my own two eyes before I believe that. But it's good to see. Once again, it's good to see somebody within the government talking about it. That would be amazing if it got below 1 trillion. And then it says it would fall to 200 billion at the end of 10 years. So how is that possible that in like a year it's going to fall below 1 trillion and then it's going to take 10 years for it to fall to 200 billion? It would fall to 200 billion at the end of 10 years. That math, I don't know. There's something about that math that just doesn't seem right. But once again, we'll have to wait and see what happens. For any of this to happen, by the way, the right people are going to have to be voted into office. The current people who have the majority in the House of Representatives, this budget will never get passed. The the Democrats and or socialists love spending money. So they don't like cuts to social safety net programs. They like more spending, more spending, more spending. So this is unlikely to get passed in the year of 2020. This would have to be a budget plan that gets passed more than likely in 2021, as long as Donald John Trump is reelected as president of the United States. So let's see what else we're talking about. Vaughn defended the administration forecast of 3% GDP growth over the next 10 years, which some economists have called too rosy. Okay, economists are usually pretty much wrong. The same economists who said that we were going into a recession because of the bond yield curve inverting. Those are the same experts there. Bond said the higher growth rate comes because the budget assumes, let's see, what else do we have? We believe the 3% growth is entirely possible to be able to hit in the next 10 years, he said. So really interesting article. Let me know what you guys think. We're not going to read the entire article. The Congressional Budget Office was warned last month that under current law, there will be a 1 trillion annual deficit. As far as we can see, the U.S. national debt would raise to 31.4 trillion by 2020, or 98% of GDP, the highest since World War II. Yeah, this will, if somebody like Bernie Sanders is elected president, you can wipe out that 31.4 trillion and make that probably close to 100 trillion by 2030. You can probably make that 90 to 100 trillion probably by 2023, I would say. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. But let me know what you guys think about this. Is this going to happen? My guess is probably not. At least it's not even gonna start to happen this year. This is something that I'm sure the House of Representatives is not going to pass. Like I said, they are not supporters of cutting social net programs. They like adding social net programs, adding more money to social net programs, and they don't like doing anything about trying to fix the system. So it's a good thing, at least in my opinion, that at least a president is at least making the attempt, or at least given the appearance of trying to make an attempt to balance our national budget, or at least trying to do something about it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Pretty interesting. At least I think so. Please like, comment, subscribe, and definitely let me know what you guys think in that comment section below. I want to hear from you, and I'll talk to everybody on my next video. Thanks a lot, everyone.